What up, your boy MC Shadow? Uh, Wanted to talk about something that this conversation actually irritates me. You know what I mean? Uh, Only because of all the hint that they be talking all that shit that they talk. Now, these are my opinions only. You know what I mean? Not insulting nobody or nothing like that. It's just how I see it. You know what I mean? Um, Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, check out the playlist on top and all that. Now, for some odd reason, okay, because I'm not religious, right? I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in a higher being and all of that. You know what I mean? Now, just because I don't believe in that does not mean that I'm the fucking devil or I'm out to commit all these hateful acts and sins and evil and yada yada yada. It does not mean none of that shit. All right? All it means is that I just don't believe in stuff like that. That's it. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that I'm fucking running around and fucking spilling all this hatred. You know what I mean? So, people when they hear that, they want to be talking shit. And that's one thing that irritates me is like, all right, if you're supposed to be preaching the word of God and all of this and that, but yet you think you're better than me because you go to church. You're putting yourself above me. You think that you're better than somebody else just because you go to church. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many two-faced people that go to church that it's not even funny. You know what I mean? Now, when somebody tells me they're religious, I know the purpose of religion. I know, I know both purposes of religion. The good and the bad. The reason why there is religion. Why it was created. I know that one, and I know also the one of why people believe in religion, and I had nothing against that. It's good that they believe in religion, to hold on to something positive. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's good. That's something good. You know what I'm saying? It's just not for me, only because I don't believe in it. Because I'm a man of science, right? I believe in facts and proof, evidence, and uh, it has to make sense. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, because like some of the stuff that people be saying is like, how's that? It breaks like all the laws of physics. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for example, like I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in none of possessions. None of that. What I do believe in is humanity. Now, check this out. Hear me out. Hear the story first, before you want to judge. If there's one thing humans are known for, is when you tell a story to somebody and then that person tells a story to somebody else and then, they tell it to somebody else, as the story's going, it's changing along the way. Here's another thing I know about humans. You could say that, the fool could say that he got in a fight with like 7 dudes, but it was only like 3. Or the vato said que he ate like 4 hamburgers, but it was like 2.5. Like they had all this extra to it. So now, I believe that all these tales of possession, ghost stories, and everything like that. Because look, people have to understand one thing. Schizophrenia, and all these other diseases and mental issues, and people being born disfigured. These are not things that barely recently started happening in this decade. It's been around since humanity. You know what I mean? So imagine if we lived back in the days where they didn't know what schizophrenia was, right? And if you know schizophrenia, you know that people could change their voices, get extra strength, twist in weird ways. You know what I mean? So imagine, we understand it now, because of all the research that we have done and everything like that. So we know what it is. But back then they didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? So it was so easy to believe that something was inside of them, or a demon, or something like that, was possessing them. Of course they're gonna think that. You know what I mean? Like, shit. It trips us out still. that we live in these times with the research and everything like that. You see the people, running around, screaming crazily by themselves and everything like that. Imagine back in those times when they had no knowledge of, like, of any of this. They must have been tripping balls. You know what I mean? Not only that, to this day, we're still finding different forms of species of animals out there. You know what I mean? So imagine if back in those days you're swimming in a lake and a fucking one of those long eel things, like come at you, man. You're gonna say that there was some kind of monster. You know what I mean? Or before they knew what an albino great ape was. You know what I mean? They think it's gonna be the abominable snowman and yada 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, they're gonna, like I say, people exaggerate the story, so they're gonna make it seem like they were bigger and larger than what it really was. Another thing is, people fear. The brain is a very sensitive and interesting thing. It could make you believe a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's say when you first start watching a scary movie, you're not scared. You're cool, whatever. But after a while, since you've been stuck, just focusing on that for a cool minute, you start getting antsy and jumpy because you've been stuck just in that realm. Same with people. You know what I mean? When you're calm, you're more rational, right? So, like, if the wind blows or a screen thing moves, like, you'll be like, oh, okay, it's because of wind, or, you find some logical sense to it, whatever. But when you're more antsy and jumpy, you're not going to find any logical sense. You're going to be like, what, who's there? Because panic your adrenaline starts rushing, panic starts to set in and everything like that. You lose all ration, just flies out the window. So it's so easy for you to actually think that there was something in that room or something like that, you know what I mean? Just because it tripped you out. Now, like I've been saying, the reason why people think that all of this stuff is real is because that happens all over the world. So you hear stories like this all over the world. You know what I mean? Because people were being born like this, throughout the whole entire world. So stories get passed down and passed down. So the stories have been around for so long that people actually think that they're real, just because they've been told since even back then. You know what I mean? But what people don't seem to piece together is because they didn't have the knowledge that we have now. It could have been this, it could have been that, but no, we're just gonna say that it was possession or something like that. It couldn't have been one of these disorders. At least a chance can it have been? No, it was this. Like, why can't there be a chance that it's something else? Why does yours have to be the right one? And I get it. People are scared of death. You know what I mean? So they want to feel like when they die, they'll keep living forever with all their loved ones. You know what I mean? What I think heaven is, and what I think hell is, and what Jesus was trying to say, when he gave his vision of the afterlife, because I know his prophecies get twisted, in these Bibles. You know what I mean? Was that it's like when you have a good day, right? Like when you wake up, you have a good day, you go to sleep good, because you had a good day and everything like that. So imagine if you lived a good life, like if you did everything that right, you made ends with everybody, and they cool, and you feel like you did your best, and you good, you ready to go. You'll forever rest in peace. You know what I mean? Because you did everything, and you're at peace with yourself. So what best way to go? And then in hell is, imagine if you a snake or a shady or somebody that does all these horrible things, before you're about to die, you're still thinking about, like, fuck, man, I shouldn't have done that, I should have done that, or this and that. Like, damn, homie, like, you literally about to die and you still over here sweating this shit. Like, fuck, like, fool, you're about to croak and you still sweating this shit. You know what I mean? So that to me, that's like your eternal hell right there, man. You didn't even go at peace. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel. Is with that. We're not supposed to live forever. We're only supposed to live while we're here, and then we go. You know what I mean? Like, it's normal and natural. You know what I mean? And you know, that's just the way it is. Like, that's why, you know, live life, and you know what I mean. Like, you know, it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why you're being so selfish for trying to live forever. Like, damn, homie. You know, but I'm just saying, you know, it's not in a negative way or anything like that. You know what I mean? But I just think that is dumb. You know, the way that I get attacked. You know, just because, you know, like when people tell me they're religious, I don't be telling them like, well, you're stupid for believing that or anything. You know, like, all right, that's cool. You know, like, you know. But as soon as they hear that I'm not, all of a sudden, you know, it's like, oh, well, yeah, you gotta go to hell or blah, 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 blah. Like, the fuck, like, whoa, 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 where's all this coming from? You know what I mean? Like, and you're supposed to be the good one out of out of us? Fuck. That's crazy. So, you know what I mean? Like, you should probably really, like, think about it before you speak. You know what I mean? Like I said, just because, you know, like, you roll with that doesn't mean that it's for everybody, you know? I mean, shit, if that's the case, then which one is the right religion? You know what I mean? So many different ones, and they don't even like each other, so which makes it even more odd. You know what I mean? Because, like, the hell, you guys are supposed to be the, like, the holy ones, and like the unity and the saints and everything like that, and you over here talking all this shit about these people, and just because they don't see it your way. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. The reason why Jesus gave his life was because Caesar was trying to force people to see shit his way, to do it his way, to do everything like how he wants it. You know, when instead, you know, Jesus was saying like, nah, people should be able to do like whatever they want, you know, not what you want. But yeah, they're over here completely fucking contradicting themselves, you know, and when they speak, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, you know, because, you know, they think that they're better than somebody else, or they'll eventually learn, or they'll eventually wake up, or they'll eventually see, like, well, eventually what? See what? Your way? Oh, so you think that we're dumb, and we haven't seen the light, and you feel like you above us, and you feel like you already there just because you see it that way? Like, what if your way is wrong? You know? I'm not over here, like bragging about, you know, like, you being wrong, or even thinking about it, or even, like, feeling any type of way, you know, about it. You do you, me do me. It's just the way it is, you know. That's just how I see it, you know. Because, you know, people should just be able to live however the fuck they want, you know what I mean? And we don't have to belong to something, or see something some way or whatever. Like, you know, people should just be able to do themselves, and that's it, you know, regardless of what it is, whether good or bad. You know what I mean? Like, don't sweat it, you know? That's just how it is. But I'm just saying, MC Shadow, and we out.